All right, guys, so what we got here is in our old cattle chute, we had this cut gate. It did not work very well. We had it laid out the way it was, and we didn't want to pay for the fancy cut gates that you put in a regular cattle chute. They're like $700, so we bought this one, and when we bought it, I think it was $150, maybe $200. But one, when you come down the chute, the latching mechanism just, say you have your cattle panel set up going this way. You have one on this side and one on this side. It's a pain in the butt, one, to even get in here to close the gate behind the cattle. And two, to unlatch it, it's just a pain because you got a corral panel sitting right here the whole time. Just a pain. So I've decided to rework it and make my own cut gate. And I'm going to use this one in our scale system, but I'll show that later. So this is what I came up with. I pretty much just went on the internet, looked at cut gates, and stole most of their ideas and designs. And I just took, this is old pallet racking from where I work. We were getting rid of a bunch of it. It was bent up or twisted to where we couldn't use it for pallet racking. Structurally it was damaged, but I just cut up a bunch of it up. Then I used some 2x6s. Actually, I think those are 2x8s. Yeah, I believe those are 2x8s. There's 2x8s, and then some old barn track that we had laying around. And then I should have filmed this, making this. I thought of it after, but I'll give you kind of a walk through how it works. But this is essentially just a gate latch. So it slides out like this, and then something comes down the chute. I got to finish welding up the latches for the corral panels, but cattle come down through the chute like this, and then you slam it in behind them, and that catches you and latches you. I'll show you how it works right now. All right, guys. So pretty much the easy way. This is as quick and dirty as it gets. I just threw this thing together out of junk parts, but come down through here, Tap this over, sorry. So they come down through here, straight down the chute. I'm gonna have cattle panels on both sides. When they come through, that latches behind them, boom, get it done. Y'all seen these everywhere before, I'm sure. But this one didn't cost $600. It cost more than I thought it was going to, because I had to buy, well, my dad bought these actually. He had to buy a new track. I thought we had, or new rollers. I thought I had trolleys somewhere, but we didn't have any for this round track. I had trolleys for the square track, but I didn't use a square track, so I had trolleys for that. But pretty much the rest of that was all just laying around, leftover 2x6s, trolleys, everything. I threw it together. Gosh, I didn't film any of that, but I am going to show you guys. I've got to make, now I'm going to make this right here. This door here is going to be the new man door. So when I throw that gate behind them, I can get in, lock him in, and I'm going to have this door on the side instead of in the actual chute. I'm going to have a weigh station because I bought a new scale. I'm going to make the weigh scale platform, and then once we weigh them, we'll run them into the new squeeze chute, and then I can get in through behind them with this to ban bulls and stuff. It'll be easier getting behind them in the chute. So this gate's going to get repurposed. Got to finish this one up. Got to make a scale platform and scales, and then I got to kind of finagle some other cattle panels so that they all are the right size and square for that cattle platform, so we can put the scale on it. But that's what this video is going to be about. Let's get into it. All right, so I got that ladder. I got that gate cut out to the measurements I want it. Turned it to be like 61 inches long, and I got a weld a plate on it so I can attach it to that cut gate, but I'll get that taken care of right now. And I didn't film anything last night because I was just tired and going at it, but I'll get y'all over here and let you watch, and we'll get to it. Alrighty. Alright, well, I got that plate welded on that half gate there that I cut off. I'll show you what it does here in a minute after I get setting it up. Welds aren't perfect, but they'll hold for what I want it to do. And it's going to attach onto this gate here. I gotta cut these tabs off here through going the wrong way. I need them to be on the end. Technically they're on the inside right now, so I'm gonna cut those off and get new mounts made up for the squeeze chute, and then I'll put that panel we just welded up together. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so I got her put together now. She's all lined out, kind of how I want her to sit. Just like that. Headstock will go right here. I just took this plate here and bolted through it. But I'm gonna clean her up a little bit, take her outside, get her lined up with the headstock so everything's where it needs to sit, and then I'll spray some paint and clean her up some, touch some welds up, and we'll see where she lands when we do that. All right. Well, we got it all welded up. I actually did not run this wood. Dad ran it. He did a pretty good job on it. He did that while I was gone. You know, everything could be a little bit tighter, and welds could definitely be better, but they'll hold. I got to get the mounts loaded on there, or welded on there for the load cells. And then we'll shoot some paint on this and get them boards latched down. And she'll be ready to weigh some stuff up. Alright guys, so the load cells just bolt into these, and you got to weld them on. So I've just cleaned them off and set them about 7 inches back from the corners. And I'll weld those on right now, and then I'll wire it up and show you if it works. Okay guys, I got the load cells mounted on here, and my dad wired them all up. Pretty much you just weld your blocks on, your mounting blocks, and they have this little metal spacer. I guess it's for conductivity, something to do with the way the load cell works. I just know they said you have to have it in it, that the load cells cannot touch your mounting block or the frame you're mounting them to. They just screw right in once you get them welded to, and then you can kind of adjust them with these foot pegs so that they all sit level. And then they wire into this box here. This is one I just got off. I got this whole thing off Amazon from A&A Scales. And then they wire into this box, which heads over here. And then this is your readout. I don't have it plugged in right now, but pretty much you just calibrate it. We did that the other night. It's saying error because I don't have it plugged in. But it runs off AA's and AC power. It says DC, but you can plug it in. It runs off AA's and plug-in power, and you can plug your computer into it if you want to. You run a program where it automatically prints out if you want to run it off the printer. It's pretty cool. And then I mounted these boards in here by just putting 2 strips of conveyor belting down both sides, protect them, they can walk on it. And then I just screwed it in. But I'll show you all working here in a minute, and we'll go put it underneath the chute. Alright, real quick guys, I was going to show you, I got this wire cleaned up. I just used some drilling clamps for these. Looped them up, got that box mounted back down there. And then I took some, these are like clamps that go inside of gate hinges to tighten them up if you're running smaller tube gate. And I had a whole bunch of those lecturing around, so I just screwed them inside here and wrapped them around. But I'll show you how this thing works here right now. Okay, that's how she sits, like that. She's just leveled up on those 4 lead cells, all 4 corners. And then I just threw some undercoating on it, and then I got this conveyor belt and to go over top of these cracks and these joints and stuff, just so the cattle didn't cut their feet up or anything on it. Hopefully this gives them a little more traction too. We'll see if that helps out any or not, but it'll help keep those boards down. And then this is just temporary. Later I'll show you when we run the cattle through. This is going to mount to the chute we just built, but it's just zeroed out, and we got it set right now. Even though they're bouncing around, it'll automatically stop jumping around. Heavy boy, look at that. But there she is, easy enough. And once you get this thing calibrated, she's fairly accurate. I mean, honestly, I can't complain for, I remember when, 10, 15 years ago, to buy just the same kit load cells, it was $500. And for 120 bucks, you can't beat that. But I'll show you guys this thing in the chute. All right, guys, so Dad and my brother came out here on Saturday, and they grabbed the squeeze chute and the new cut gate section, palpation gate, whatever you want to call it, and they threw it in for us, and we'll give you all a little look at it here. I don't know how to turn this thing around. Ooh. All right, there we go. Got in. This hole comes down there. The way we run our cattle, and this whole thing's getting reworked eventually here soon because it's on its last leg, but we sort back over in there, kind of a bud box style sorting thing. We bring them down through here, and when we run them in, we just run them straight down through here. That gate's there is shut, and there's a swing gate over here that we throw in behind them, and that kind of, it's a semi kind of a jerry rig tub, and then they come down this alleyway here. And you used to just have the headstock sitting right here, but we've taken that out completely, and now I got my cut gate here. So you run them in, they come down through here, and you'll throw your cutting gate in behind them. They'll latch like that, and then I'll show you the scales. I don't have the scales out here yet, but they fit right here. So you would have it set up to where they could go right there. You could weigh them up, and then once you weigh them up, you open this gate up just like that, shut it back, and then you can open the squeeze chute up. Open them up, get them in there, lock them down. And the reason why this gate here is now is because I can, as I'm open that one up, and Micah can bring another one in and have him weighed up while I'm in here, and I'll have this gate here. I'll raise it back up, and I can get in here and band them up, or do whatever I need to do back here. Dad can vaccinate up there at the front, but it just keeps everybody safer instead of me climbing over, people getting in animals, keep the stress down on them. But just should, all in all, should work out better. It's tight in here, so I can't get back far enough to really let you have a good view, but you can get to both sides. But this whole chute here, the whole entire corral is going to get reworked eventually. But for now, until next year, this should work. We got about 20 to 40 head coming through here for the end of this week that we're going to work through, and I might get some video of us working those bulls through as we band them and give their vaccinations. But right now, to make sure nothing rusts any further, I'm going to wire brush a bunch of this rusty stuff off and bare metal, and throw a coat of undercoat and primer on there, and then I'll let you see what it looks like when I get done with that. Alright guys, I got it painted up. Not the best paint job in the world, but it'll keep it from rusting, and it makes it look a little bit better. It's all the same color now. And then I painted this cut gate here. I went ahead and painted it solid black. It just kind of helps when they see something that dark and that black, they kind of don't try to go through it. So that should help out. But that's that chute all put together. I'll show you all scales here in a minute, and then we'll put the scales underneath it before we work them. I might give you a video of us working it, but that's it. I think I got 120 in the scales, and then if I didn't have to buy those dollies or trolleys for the track, which I did, so I guess all said and done, I got about a little over $200 in this whole setup. Could have been a little bit cheaper, but not bad for something that would have cost me a lot more if I went out and bought it. But yeah, I'll give you all a video of it working for long.